Married people, how do you initiate sex with your partner? I usually do a mating call when she gets home from work, kinda like animals do in the wild, to give her the idea it's happening. If she accepts, she will respond back with a mating call. If she does not, then I have been denied. There is a book called How to Subtly Tell Your Partner You Want More Sex. If you sleep on the right side of the bed, you can casually open it up and your spouse will see the giant printed title on the front. Sometimes, I'll just get the book out and leave it on his side of the bed. Once he was messing with me and acting like he was oblivious to my not-so-subtle hints, so I threw the book at him. The book is effective, and hilarious. Sadly, we haven't found the book since we moved. Fortunately, we've started communicating with our words instead. Words are just as effective. I sent her an Outlook calendar event and if she accepts, it's on. Honestly, when we have the time, one of us usually bluntly says let's go have sex right fucking now before we can't, and we go do it. Lol. A conversation from 2 nights ago. Me wanna get naked? Husband: oh, I was about to go have ice cream. Yeah, I'll just have ice cream after me because it's getting late. Husband: I know, you must go to bed by 10. The trick is to initiate sex during the day. We are both too tired at the end. Plus hanging out all day after is somehow more rewarding. Same goes for dates. Have sex at the beginning of the date, then go enjoy your time together without any pressure. Use my phone's torch to shine a shadow of my boner up against the bedroom wall. Kinda like a bat signal of sorts. Turn off the lights and switch on the red lamp beside the bed. When I want some I whistle, when she wants some she come in the room and ask if I whistle. We just ask each other TBH. We'll bring it up earlier in the day so we build up the anticipation with each other throughout the day, flirt with each other, gas each other up. All that. Then when it's finally time at the end of the day, we usually fall asleep cause we're so tired. But the cycle continues the next day. I collect her a big pile of pebbles through the day if she likes them. It's on. Smiley face. Walk by him while taking my top off. He follows me wherever I go and it's been 30 years and counting. I used to yell, do you want to play hide the sausage? Now, after 48 years of marriage, we schedule it. Not as boring as it sounds, because we keep reminding each other verbally and otherwise of our next date. It's harder, no pun intended, to be spontaneous when you're both 70. Lift up my shirt to flash my husband or playfully back up into him and grind my butt against him. I walk around the house naked and knock things over with my boner till she takes the hint. I call it the Godzilla, by saying you want to snuggle? She on the other hand just jumps on me and starts doing stuff edited to up to my comment blowing up with upvotes. Thanks everyone. Not sure why. We're middle-aged and been together over 20 years and our way of doing things just works for us. Just find what works for you. Everyone is different. Also, not sure of the Homer thing. Been told my attitude is more like Red Foreman's. 42. Yo mom, here I look him dead in the eye and say, wanna bang? 60% of the time, it works every time. I put on my robe and wizard hat. I make a bunch of overtly sexual comments towards her during the day. Then we put the kids to bed at 9 p.m. She goes to bed immediately after that, and I go masturbate in the basement. I quickly raise my eyebrows, wink, and with a little smirk say, sup dude? Works 9-10 times. We now refer to it as you hitting me with the sup dude. I fan my feathers out into a big tall circle and crouch down, then hop really fast from side to side. Then I whistle real high and tilt my body back and forth. Then she lets me flap my way over to her and put it in her cloaca. My wife will decline by saying, I'm not buying what you're selling. So often, I try and initiate by saying, you in the market? While casually gesturing towards my crotch. With a 3-yo and a 9-mo in the house, more often than not I don't make the sale. Alexa, play Benny Hill theme song, then chase her around the bedroom. Very carefully, don't wanna spook her. Say, let me see your pee-pee, stand in front of whatever he's paying attention to and take my boobs out, ask to spoon, and then strategically back my ass up against him until he gets the hint. Plan it out earlier in the day like, hey, can we maybe bone later if we feel up to it? Proudly announce when I've shaved above the knees. I'm not married, but my partner and I have been together 10 years. I'll initiate by kissing on him while we're going to bed, and at this point, I can tell by that if he's into it or not. Sometimes it leads to more, sometimes it's just some fun kissing followed by cuddling. I have a much higher sex drive than him, but we have learned to work with it. I usually initiate, but he works a much more physically demanding job than I do, and I understand that he's much more worn out at the end of the day than I am. We also don't share the same weekends, so that has an impact. We never force it though. If one of us isn't in the mood, we create a different kind of intimacy that isn't sex spectacles, cuddling, watching a video together, etc. I had friends who used to say, let's go look at the map. And that was their cue to each other. My wife and I have 3 different methods. Sometimes we will plan a night. This is typically a Friday or Saturday night when we will have a couple of drinks and hit it earlier before we have dinner and then relax with a movie. We also have a couple of battery-operated traffic lights on our bedside tables, the kind the kids have for toy cars. If we are feeling up for sex, we will put a green light on when we get into bed, letting the other partner know what we are thinking. There's no pressure on either of us to respond, but we are usually happy to go with it. The final one we use I picked up from a comment by another Reddit user. If one of us is feeling horny, we will say, "I'm feeling horny now and I need to come, I'm going to the bedroom, you can come if you want." Most of the time we will go to the bedroom together, but there is no pressure if you are not up for it. So whoever is horny can take care of their own needs, if the other partner is not up for it. We discussed all the methods in advance after our sexual frequency started to drop off, due to normal day-to-day pressures and the fact that my wife has a chronic health condition. They worked well for us. Communication is the key. I'm not married, so I assume they both roll for initiative. Highest roll has to roll for seduction, and they go from there. Point to the clock on Wednesdays at 8:00 p.m. On days we click, we flirt with each other and hit on each other throughout the day until a moment is available. On days we aren't communicating as effectively, we either have to directly state it or we don't have it. Some days we write sticky notes with either loving sentiments or sexy ones and leave them on each other's desk or a place they'll discover it. It never just happens though. We make time for the things we love, but everyone has responsibilities that sometimes take the energy out of you, and sleep wins before sex can happen. If your partner is always exhausted, try taking things off of their plate to give them more energy and show them you understand. Never do that to get sex, but rather to make an environment where your partner feels understood, appreciated, and connected to you, which often leads to sexy times naturally. Wanna do it? Or my wife will ask if I want to give her a massage. Ask her if she wants to shower together. Kiss her between her shoulder blades. Put the kids to bed super early. Sometimes I'll just make a hole with one hand and penetrate it with a finger from the other hand and raise my eyebrow. I texted my husband to come give me some dick. He did not come give me some dick. Maybe that was the wrong approach. Woman shrugging, my wife says to me, usually early in the day, "Are we going to have sexy time today?" X200B The answer is never no. A few years ago my wife and I had a very candid conversation about what our ideal marriage would be like in all respects. We agreed we'd generally enjoy having sex about 3 times a week. So we made Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday the defaults, and we know in advance those nights are designated sexy times nights. Either one of us can decline for any reason, and we often renegotiate. This week I was crazy tired on Wednesday from working out and doing some extra hard yard work, so we postponed to Friday. But we know those nights are the usual ones and it's nice to anticipate. We make a point to get to bed early on those nights and often have long, important talks before we bone each other rotten. It's great. I look at my husband and say, "Do you want to do the sex?" I just ask if she's ready for the best 2 minutes of her life. Enough little intimate touches and kisses throughout the day that she asks, "You coming at me?" Why yes I am. Been married almost 48 years. A wiggle of the eyebrows is pretty much all it takes. Married 16 years. Tried everything, even seeing a therapist. So I'm sitting in a Wendy's parking lot with a knot in my throat contemplating if my marriage is over. Don't know how much longer I can do this. We have a routine of weekend mornings, just in case we have too much going on during the week. Otherwise, we are pretty spontaneous and are good about keeping an active sex life. We have been married for 6 years now and are having close to the same amount of sex as we did after our first year of dating. A sly look with some wandering hands and the words, "How you doing?" I spend all day psyching myself up to make a pass at my wife. Then, once the kids are asleep, I choke because she's rejected me for so long. The fear paralyzes me, so I go sit on the couch and stare blankly at the wall. Once she comes out of the shower, she asks me what's wrong. I tell her the above and she says it's probably for the better because she would have rejected me anyway. "Excuse me, miss, may I wear your ass as a hat please?" My wife and I have a pickup line. It works 100 of the time too. "Nice shoes. Wanna fuck?" In seriousness though, it usually starts earlier in the day by teasing and flirting with her. I mean, the pickup line works too, but it is more fun to tease her all day. We have a code. If she wants sex, she will pull on my cock once, and off we go. If she doesn't, she pulls my cock 50 times. I have a consensual sex form I pull out. It includes positions, post-sex snuggling and anything else between. Then hand it to her with a pen. Since kids it's different. Pre-kids it was usually every night. Or in the morning if I could pull it off before work. The weekend was after 9, then at 12, and again at least twice. Then kids. I love my kids. They are amazing. But shit. So, if I don't fall asleep with them or wake up at a decent hour after getting them down during the week, I aim for once a week. Either a gift "I'm sorry I have enough jobs and it's lovely watching his face," or if we can get them down fast enough on the weekend, it's the touch, the text, the "it's going to happen." Wouldn't trade my kids, but I do love the nights they go down fast. Those are so few. Also, cuddling leading into sex is amazing. Also, are you wanting it? 'Cause mind reading sucks. I usually just kissed him and grabbed his hand. Snuggling also was a surefire way. It helps that we were always crazy for each other. I miss him so much. I hereby declare my wish to initiate sexual intercourse with you. Tell her to grab her toes and count to 20. We aren't married but have been together for years. I just start nibbling on her neck and grabbing her butt. Seems to work pretty well most of the time. Smiley face. I sent my boyfriend that gif of the lady having hot dog wieners thrown at her face. I used to ask Keen for a session. That evolved to Keen for a Jeff Sessions. Now it's just Jeff. I kinda just look at him like, smirking face, smirking face, smirking face, smirking face, smirking face, smirking face, and he no lol. Usually grab her ass. If I don't start it, it doesn't happen. Frowning face. We have a word fuckies? Usually spoken in a high-pitched voice. Then she bites me. Puff my chest, it's fucking fuck time. Been married 10 years this April. I'll let you know if I figure it out. Hey, wanna run upstairs and close the door before the cat can make it in with us? Eyebrows, eyebrows, eyebrows. I know the answer is no, but do you want to have sex? Okay, good night. This is just a depressing thread. Quick, the kid is occupied. Yay or nay? These threads are always nice reminders that there are actually women out there who do initiate sex. Makes me jealous, but at least someone out there is happy. Well, we start by sacrificing a goat. Saturday night, my wife will come in and say, "Tonight we are going to have some super sex buddy," and I usually say, "What kind of soup?" One of us will usually text the other a gif of John Travolta thrusting in perfect while we're in opposite rooms putting the kids to bed. It still works every time and we both laugh about it every time. I'm horny. Are you? Yes. Commence sex. I'll do all the housework before bed by myself. That always puts her in the mood. I just tell him I'm horny and ask if he would like to bang. My GF always say, "Come, we're gonna have sex," and that's it. I don't have to do so much really. Ask her what kind of panties she's wearing, then check to see if she's telling the truth. Boob grab when I want to. She just kind of goes for it when she wants to. It works for us. Or when neither of us showers at an odd part of the day, the other knows. It starts first thing in the morning. Get up and go for a jog to keep the pounds off. Make coffee. Help get the kids ready for school. Empty the dishwasher. Take out the garbage. Give her a kiss. Send her texts or call in the middle of the day to see how her day is. Come home from work. Play with the kids. Give her a kiss. Either put the kids to bed or clean up after dinner. Make sure she has time for herself away from the kids. Give her a shoulder rub. The next part is key, and it took me a few years to learn and do all those things because she's the love of my life and don't expect sex. Then she blows my mind. She lights candles in the bedroom, folds down the covers. That is all it takes. Sometimes I'll send a dirty text or photo while he's at work. If we're together, we'll rub each other's knee and move up their leg. If one of us blocks our crotch, we're not in the mood. Sometimes we just ask. Words: I wanna have sex. Can we have sex? Actions: coming up behind me, kissing my neck for him. Putting on something cute or sexy for me. My fiancé makes a dolphin cry. I come running. I put on my robe and wizard hat. I waggle my eyebrows and make old times car horn or ooga sounds. Works 100 of the times that it works. Strip down naked in front of each other and then it's game on. I say, "It's my birthday again." Usually we just say something like, "Would you like to make a sex?" He just knows. I'd how to explain. I'm not very upfront, but he knows. I snuggle with my wife. Rub her back. Caress her hair. Tell her how much I love her. Tell her I can't wait to fulfill all of her sexual fantasies. Then she tells me to fuck off. I jerk off, and then go to sleep. I sing "I think we're alone now." I don't. I want to, but I know she doesn't want to have sex with me. Still trying to work that one out. Engaged person here, and all I do is the cat pose or sit on his lap. Walk into the house, put the keys and phone in the table and then raise my arms yelling, "Who here wants to sex Matombo?" Shut the bedroom door and say, "Pants off, dick up."